What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another trade recap. Today's trade recap is on Friday the 13th of February 2026. I took one setup, which makes it a grand total of 3 setups on the week, 2 wins and 1 loss. I ended the week up 2%. So anyways, let's get into today's trade recap. So today's trade recap was literally beautiful, and it was one of the best deliveries I've ever seen my whole entire life. But anyways, let's get into daily bias, trade execution, and then journal in the end. So I'm gonna start by doing my daily bias. Coming into the day, obviously we had this huge dump, so I can't say bullish, but I was more bullish than bearish just because of this 4 hour that we were in and we're delivering off of, and data highs right here, and this untapped 4 hour fair value gap. So I wanted to see a rejection off of this and then maybe higher with data highs, because obviously today we had CPI, and congrats if you full ported your account. It worked today, I think, the method everyone's talking about. But anyways, we do not promote gambling here, and I tell you how to pass accounts correctly. This is not meant to anyone and to hurt anyone's feelings. If you want to pass while gambling, you can do that, but I don't like doing this. So anyways, back on the 15 minute, as we said, we were delivering off a 4 hour fair value gap, or not delivering, but we were inside a huge 4 hour fair value gap. And then on the 15 minute, we had relative equal highs with data highs and Asia highs, and London, Asia were swept. So all we had was Asia highs, and I expected us to have second destroy conditions for the rest of the day because of how crazy this week was. I'd say we had a crazy week. Yesterday's dump, CPI, and then the pump from Monday. But anyways, this for me was super clear. These two targets, I wanted to see them. Plus we had data lows. So obviously, if I'm leaning more bullish than bearish, and we have a 4 hour on top right here, I want to see market open lower into data lows and the 4 hour intermediate high. Also hold this 15 minute, and then get a reaction off of this to target Asia, which is super clear to me, and which was super clear to me. Why? Because again, 4 hour intermediate lows, and I say this in every single video. There's no way I go over this every single video. If we go up, go back down into a fair value gap, and then go back up, let's say, and then go back down, let's say, inside this 4 hour fair value gap, a liquidity sweep inside a 4 hour fair value gap can mean reversal. So this is very important when we sweep 4 hour intermediate highs and lows. And if you go to before yesterday's video, the one before, and the one before, all 3 videos this week, I've literally talked about intermediate highs and lows. So I'm not gonna go over them again, but anyways, I wanted to see a sweep of this 4 hour intermediate low, and then see if maybe 10 a.m. will give us the inversion of this 4 hours, so we could potentially target these lows right here. If not, then we're gonna go back up into the highs. So technically the 4 hour was my condition, and coming into the day, I obviously wanted to see the sweep of data lows, the sweep of the 4 hour intermediate high, and I was leaning bullish to these highs. This is for the daily bias. That's done and dusted. Let's get into the intraday time frame, which is the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, I think we had a fair value gap that we were delivering off of, but I wasn't gonna short when we have to draw on liquidity. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say we have this high and this low. What do I do here in this case is wait for one to get swept to target the other. So I don't really like taking setups before any of those is swept, because I don't want the second draw on liquidity to be close to my stop loss, if you get what I mean. But anyways, we had this 5 minute fair value gap where market opened higher into it. I think 9:30 opened and swept the 5 minute intermediate high, which was right here. Yeah, okay. So 9:30 opened up, swept the 5 minute intermediate high right here, retested that 5 minute fair value gap, and then swept data lows. So right here, I don't really like this move just because of all of this liquidity that we have right here, plus the 4 hour low. So I wouldn't want to be longing before seeing the 4 hour low. So I waited, there was nothing here, and then thankfully we got a beautiful retest downwards. And then from here, because we were chopping, I opened my phone and I was scrolling on Instagram the whole time. So I didn't see the setup, but what I saw was, thank God, I saw it 3 seconds before we got to IZ. I'll tell you now. So I think I'm gonna get a lot of questions to why I didn't take this 1 minute right here, or this 1 minute right here, or those 3 1 minute gaps, because I wasn't even looking at the charts. I wasn't locked in, and this is something you shouldn't do, by the way. This is something that you shouldn't do. Always stay locked in, always watch the charts, because I was gonna miss this beautiful setup. So I literally looked at when we got CISD here, I started looking at the charts. So literally this candle, 3 seconds before we got CISD, I started looking. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the CISD entry, which was super clear to me anyways, just because of how clean this V-shaped recovery is. Since when do you get 100-point V-shaped recoveries and you still miss your entry? I was gonna be super mad if I missed this because I was scrolling. But anyways, triple 1 minute inversion, CISD at this, and then this was obviously the 9:30 AM highs with a 5-minute intermediate high. So we kind of had 3 levels, 4 if you want to include the 4-hour, that were super clear for me, and that I wanted to see. But obviously we target the highest probability, which in this case was data highs, or technically Asia, because they're relatively equal highs. I think it's like a 7-point difference, yeah. Relative equal highs, 5-minute intermediate high as my break-even point, and this is where I moved my stops to break even, and my entry was at the CISD. I think I got a shit fill, which was at around, I think 20.25, something around here. And then if you watch the video that I posted, oh shit, I sold. Sorry. If you watch the video that I posted, um, on Instagram, you can see that I entered long and short before even preparing the position. I always prepare the position, like I said this, I see how much I'm risking on this, see if my risk is too big, how many cons. I literally saw just one contract here, I pressed long, I didn't care where we were, it was super clear to me. I pressed long, and then I scrolled it down and I was like, there's no way I'm risking that much. See here, 2,300. I said, there's no way I'm risking that much. So I put my stop at a supposedly, you can call it order block, I think, because this is where price was delivering from lastly before we swept liquidity. So if you want, this was kind of an order block that became a breaker block. So this was my stop area around here, and it's not something that I use, but it's just pure logic. Think about it, that if we want to see these highs after 100-point V-shaped recovery, it's very, and this is something I always see, when we get those types of V-shaped recoveries, I barely see those moves downwards, especially in backtesting. When I used to backtest, you can put your stop anywhere in this leg, and I think it would still be a valid stop loss, because if we go back down, the trade is just gone. It's just a failed swing. It's just a failed swing leg. It's just a failure leg. So I wouldn't really wanna, I don't know, maybe put my stop down there, which was very obvious to me, because if again we go back down, it would invalidate the whole trade idea, whether we went back down to here or to here or to here or to here or to anywhere in the charts. I think downwards would invalidate the trade idea, especially after this beautiful V-shaped recovery and all those targets that we have, and the delivery that we had, and the fact that we swept data lows, and the fact that we had relative equal highs with data highs. So this didn't really matter to me. Again, put my TP at the highs. I made around, I think, 2,100 on this. I'll show you PNL in a bit, but this was my entry. Stop was at the lows, as we said, and my target was data highs right here. Yeah, so my target was right here. I went break even literally next candle, so thank god I saw this. Next candle we made CISD. I entered off of, I think my entry was at 20.25, but anyways, 5-minute intermediate high got hit, so I moved my stops to break even, and then bang, we hit Asia as well, but I don't care about Asia. I just wanted to see data highs, which was the clearest level to me. And yeah, that was the setup for today. Let me show you the PNL quickly on my 15 accounts. So this was the setup, and then here is the PNL. As you can see, 2056, all 15 accounts. So count that, calculate that, do whatever you want with this information. But anyways, my favorite part of the day is journaling, and the application I use to journal is called TradingPal. So let me just log in. Okay, so here's TradingPal. As you can see, I fixed it. I'm on my phone finally. Here's the community access, where you can get into our community and show your discipline. In front of us, there is a dashboard for the leaders, who's active, who's not, who's on a day streak, who needs attention. A lot of students right here might need some attention, so we can help you with that. So if you're interested, link in bio to join our community. But anyways, let's do our evening routine as usual. Log our trades. We're gonna log a $2,050 win on NQ. Banger setup, way too clear. Confluences were the 1 minute triple inversion with CISD, data highs with relative equal highs with Asia, sweep of the last low in the range, which is the 4-hour intermediate low, so we're delivering off the 4-hour. I was scrolling on IG, so I missed the first inversion. So I took the CISD. Stop placement was a bit weird because if I put it at the body, I would have been risking around 1%. So I set my stop at the order block that became a breaker block, which was a zone I didn't want to see get traded back into, as we said. Went break even at the 5-minute intermediate high and full close at data highs, rushed into the setup, everything happened so fast. Ended up making 1.3% on the day, which puts me up 2% on the week. Log my trade. Here's the setup, session conditions. Did any of these occur today? I don't think so. Discipline timeline, I was never not disciplined. Primarily failure was nothing. I consider this being an A+ day as well. And future risk flag, I don't think anything, so I'm gonna say none. Next step, this is my daily reflection. So as we said, my morning plan was to lose maximum $1,000 on the day. I ended up making $2,000. I was a bit tired in the morning, which was totally fine. I'm on plan, as you can see. Midday check-in, calm, yes, and no impulse. AI Insight today, you completed one trade with a total PNL of 2,000. You stayed within your 1,000 max loss. Great discipline. Thank you, AI. And then performance metrics, discipline 80%, risk management 85%, plan adherence 75%. Tomorrow's focus, review your best trade and identify what made it work. Set tomorrow's max loss, obviously this is for Monday. And got adequate rest for optimal performance. Next step, day recorded. You can reflect with your AI coach, obviously, and talk about whatever was happening. But here's the journal. Here's my weekly PNL, 2% up. My win rate was 66%. I lost 1 and I won 2. And yeah, just beautiful week, beautiful day. If you enjoyed, leave a comment down below on what you want to see next, and I'll see you on the next one. Bang Shabib.